Who doesn't like automation, especially when it can help you generate revenue, save time and effort in deploying and managing essential cloud products like VMware Cloud Director? Well, VMware has recently launched a tool named VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager, which automates the deployment and configuration of products like VMware Cloud Director, RabbitMQ, Usage Meter, and vRealize Operations Manager Tenant App. Hello, my name is Bhaskar Gupta. I'm working as a technical product manager, and today I'm going to talk about VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager, discuss its features, and show you how to deploy and upgrade VMware Cloud Director using VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager. So what is VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager? As the name states, it is used for the lifecycle management of VMware products. Apart from the deployment of the products, it also does the initial configuration like day 1 activities and day 2 operations like upgrade, certificate management, and node management. So who is this product designed for? This product is used for cloud providers that are operating or planning to deploy and manage VMware Cloud Provider products, as I mentioned earlier, at VMware Cloud Director, Usage Meter, RabbitMQ, and vRealize Operations Manager Tenant App. This product has a single API to manage the different products and provides automated upgrade and other lifecycle management functionality. We'll be talking about this in details in the upcoming slides. Version 1.0 of this product was released in October 2020 to one of the partners with limited functionality, and only deployment was provided that time. However, the base was extended and the additional functionality has been added, like product upgrade, certificate management, and node management. The product interoperability matrix is shown here. However, you can find more details in the white paper and the deployment guide. So let's go to the next slide. We'll talk a bit about the installation procedure now. The high-level installation steps are: firstly, we have to prepare a Docker runtime, example of Photon OS host. Then we have to download the Docker image for this tool from my.vmware.com site, and followed by the product binaries like VMware Cloud Director, Usage Meter, vRealize Operations Manager Tenant App, and RabbitMQ, either the OVA files and also the upgrade files from my.vmware.com or the marketplace. And then we need to set up a product binary file structure and copy those OVA files and the upgrade files over there. So this is a very critical step. And lastly, we need to run the Docker container for the Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager. Well, this version only comes as a Docker container, and you can stop and start the new container accordingly. Let's talk about the high-level architecture now. On the left-hand side, we have got the provider orchestration, and in the middle, we have got VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager with its repository, either local or NFS. And finally, on the right-hand side, we have got the target vCenter, which has got all the products which can be deployed or managed using this tool. I think we have been going through the slides long enough. Let me show you the deployment process now. What you see is the VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager host, which is deployed on a Photon OS, and we have to make sure that the Docker service is already running. Let's list the existing Docker containers to see which all are running. Okay, we have got one running here at the moment. So what we're gonna do is we'll stop this container and we'll recreate it for this demo purpose. We'll just remove the existing container so as to avoid any confusion, as we are anyways going to load the fresh image for this demo purpose. With this command, we are loading the Docker image which has been downloaded from the VMware site as a part of this tool. And once it's copied to the temp folder, and we can just give the path and run this command. Using this command, we'll start the Docker container since the image has been loaded successfully. And this command has been described in the deployment guide as well as the white paper. Please refer the same for more details about it. Now that the Docker container has been started successfully, let's list the container to verify that. We have downloaded the Postman collection from this link locally to the system from where we'll be executing the API calls. So we'll import the Postman collection now. Okay. Click on import. Since we already have imported it earlier, so we'll just import it as a copy now, just for the demo purpose. So this is how it will look like. Now that the Postman collection has been imported successfully, we'll just show you how to deploy vCloud Director and update as well. So we have got this NFS share created for vCloud Director. Apart from this, we have also generated the certificate for the tenant URL, load balancer for the VCT cells, DNS entry, and pre-deployed the components for VCT integrations like vCenter Server, NSXT, and RabbitMQ. Coming back to the Postman collection, so these are the tasks which are displayed upon importing the collection successfully. As we can see, the deployment and the upgrade tasks are visible here, and so as the manage nodes. We can retrieve the current product and API version by an initial unauthenticated call to the endpoint. As we can see in the URL, the host and the port has already been added in the variable. The same can be seen here. Upon defining the API version, the JSON ID has to be retrieved to work further with the REST API. This is how we can generate the JSON ID. The binary files for deploying the supported products need to be downloaded and provided to the VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager application. These files can be downloaded locally in the Lifecycle Manager in this directory, or it can be mounted as an NFS share to the same path. The same directory structure has been displayed here. For more information about the directory structure, please refer the administration guide. Now that we have seen the directory structure for VMware Cloud Director, let me show you the same for usage meter. Let's talk about the API call for creating the VMware Cloud Director in details. The variables have already been defined for the ease of deployment as displayed here, like VCT cert key, load balancer, IP, and so on. Under the integrations, as we can see, the vCenter host name, domain name, VC passwords are mentioned, which will be integrated to the VMware Cloud Director, and so as the NSX details as mentioned here. We'll be providing the RabbitMQ details as well to integrate it with the VMware Cloud Director. And here comes the product details for the VMware Cloud Director cells. Here we have got 2 cells which will be deployed, and the network details, and finally the deployment infrastructure in which the VMware Cloud Director will be deployed. Basically it's a vCenter details and all its components over there. The network details as we can see here. So that's it. Let me show you how the code actually looks like with the variables in place. Here we are expecting to deploy VMware Cloud Director with the cell and the VM name as mentioned here. Before deploying VMware Cloud Director, let's verify the Docker container is running. Now that the Docker container is running, let's generate the token to authenticate the session. Got the JSON ID. We just need to generate the JSON ID once and it will be automatically referenced in the headers. But once the JSON ID expires, you have to rerun the post request mentioned under login create token section to regenerate the token. We'll verify all the parameters and execute the post command to initiate the deployment of the VMware Cloud Director. As displayed, the task ID will be returned upon executing the post command, and the same can be used to retrieve the task details. Upon executing the GET request, we can view the tasks which will be executed and track the progress as well. There are a couple of pre-validation steps which will be executed as a part of this process, post which the deployment will get triggered, and the same can be seen here as well. As we can see, the status shows in progress here. Let's have a look at the code here, and as displayed, the task ID 1 is used to fetch the task details. Let's rerun the API call, and as we can see that the product deployment is in progress. And the same can be seen here that the OVF is getting deployed and the VM is already powered on. Let's talk about those tasks in details while it gets executed. As seen here, the deployment steps is in progress. And these are the subtasks which are visible here. And now the configure certificate is in progress as well, wherein the configured node has been completed successfully. And these are the subtasks for it. And here we can see the configure product has been successfully completed. And the configure integration is in progress, wherein the deploy validation, post validation has not yet started. and these are the tasks. So you can see any failed task from here and troubleshoot accordingly. So finally, upon checking all these details, we can see that the configured node has been completed successfully, so as the certificate configuration. So the configuration of product has been completed as well, and the configuration of integration is still in progress, and discovering has not yet started. So the overall process is still in progress. Finally, the status shows as success, which means that all the task has been completed successfully. Now that the VMware Cloud Director deployment has been completed successfully, let's log into the tenant portal to verify. We are able to successfully log into the tenant portal. Let's check the vSphere resources. The vCenter is already registered, so as the NSXT managers. And checking the cloud resources, the provider VDC has already been created, so as the external network, the network pools, and upon checking the cloud cells, we can verify the version which has been deployed. Here it's 10.1.2 and it's configured in 2 cells. We will also observe that the RabbitMQ has been integrated as well from here. And upon executing the get LCM environment request, we can see the deployment and all the details about it. In the next part of the demo, I'm going to show you how to upgrade VMware Cloud Director from 10.1.2 to 10.2.0. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at the deployment API call and where the version was mentioned. So this is the place where the version was mentioned, based on which the deployment happened, and that's where we could able to see that the VMware Cloud Director 10.1.2 was deployed. We'll be upgrading the VMware Cloud Director to 10.2.0, and the same can be seen here under Upgrade VCD. Let's start the upgrade task by executing the put request. Like before, what we did for VCD deployment, we can execute this get request to get the current task. Some of the tasks are discover, upgrade validation, where the current VCD disk space cell status will be checked, and the same is displayed here. Then upgrade preparation, followed by upgrade, and finally post-upgrade validation. We will also observe that the snapshot for the VCD cells will be taken, and post-upgrade they will be deleted as well by VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager. We'll fast forward this section here, when it will show the execution tasks and the task details for the upgrade process. The upgrade has been completed successfully, as shown here. We will also observe that the snapshots for the VCD cells which were taken earlier have been removed post-upgrade by VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager. Let's log into the Cloud Provider portal and verify the upgrade. As we can see here, the version has already been changed to 10.2.0, which means the upgrade has been successfully completed. That's all about the deployment and upgrade process of VMware Cloud Director using VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager. For further questions, please join us on the Cloud Provider Slack channel as mentioned here. And thank you for watching this video.